Hello everyone, today we're going to take a look at the Sega PocketArcade. This is an LCD game system released in 1994 by Tiger Electronics. The PocketArcade was a line of games featuring popular Sega characters, and this particular unit is, as you might have guessed, Ecco the Dolphin. Ecco the Dolphin, of course, was one of Sega's most popular Sega Genesis titles and one of my personal favorites. What kid in the 90s wouldn't want to take Ecco the Dolphin with them everywhere they go? Well, here's your chance. Of course, if you have any experience with these Tiger LCD games, you know you'll only get a rough approximation of the game it's based on, but hey, it's still pretty nice. This unit features a large LCD screen with some truly pleasing graphics. The developers, reportedly a company called Beck-Tech, did a nice job with the creature design without crowding the screen and making it difficult to play. We'll get a better look at the game in a little bit. The audio is predictably terrible, just a series of beeps. So, as you can see, this unit features a large screen and 4 buttons directly below it: Sound, C, Pause, and Turbo. Sound, of course, just disables the sound, which is a very, very appreciated feature. C is your level select. Pause is, of course, self-explanatory, and Turbo just increases the difficulty. And below that, you have your game controls. On the left is the left and right button that will increase and decrease Ecco's speed. On the right is the up and down button, which raises and lowers Ecco, and also functions as a jump button when Ecco is near the surface of the water. And finally, you have its circular sonar button right in the middle. If that all sounds uncomfortable to you, that's because it is. The setup does not work very well, as one might presume. I mean, how hard is it to just put a D-pad on the left and sonar buttons on the right? But it is what it is, and it functions okay with the very simple gameplay that's offered here. Turning over the unit, you can see 5 holes for the speaker, the copyright information, which is noticeably missing any mention of Tiger Electronics, and finally the battery compartment, which houses 2 LR44 batteries. Around the side, the unit is blank with the exception of the release mechanism to flip open the screen cover. Now, one thing to note about my unit is that it has a faulty cover. The cover does not rest flush against the unit as it should. It's been like this for almost as long as I've owned it, which is probably about 20 years. And perhaps there's a faulty spring in there or something. I've never felt the need to open it up and investigate, but whatever the problem is, the cover still flips up when you push the button, and it doesn't fall back during gameplay, so it doesn't bother me. So now that we've looked at the hardware, let's check out how it plays. So the story here, for what it's worth, is that Ecco's home was rocked by a sudden storm and he was separated from his family. Your mission is to navigate the 7 stages, called Seas, and locate your missing dolphins. There's no vortex aliens here or helpful orcas to be found. Ecco can move up and down on the screen, but is locked in the same position horizontally. The environment moves towards Ecco, which is the only way you can judge how quickly or slowly your character is moving. Each level consists of terrain that can block Ecco's movement and various enemies. The terrain comes in 2 forms: rock formations that Ecco must navigate around, and walls. Ecco has to send sonar at the walls to locate the secret passage through it, and at the end of these formations is usually a crystal that, once again, must be sonared before you can proceed. And did I mention that there are enemies in this game? Just about everything is trying to kill Ecco here. The birds, the jellyfish, the sharks, even the coral at the bottom of the screen wants Ecco dead. You can replenish your health by eating fish, which is a nice nod to the source material, and you also have to keep an eye on your air and periodically jump out of the water to refill it. The developers definitely did their homework when making this game. But here's the most important question: is this game any fun? Well, as a Sega fan, it's fun to look back on these LCD games and remember a time when my favorite company dominated the industry, but speaking objectively, the gameplay just doesn't hold up. The game goes from easy to the point of being boring on the first stage to nearly impossible on the final stage, when jellyfish cover the screen and sharks chase you constantly. To make matters worse, there is no scoring system. You can make Ecco swim faster, but there's no bonus for it, and you will undoubtedly crash into a wall that will stop all of your momentum. The developers did an okay job incorporating elements from the franchise into this game, and the graphics are genuinely nice, some of the best I've seen on an LCD game, but the gameplay is lacking. Still, this is a nice piece of hardware that I genuinely had fun with as a kid. The Game Gear might have had a proper portable version of Ecco the Dolphin, but I could sneak this one to school in my pocket, which was worth its weight in gold to a kid in the 90s. So thanks for watching my brief review of the Ecco the Dolphin Pocket Arcade game. Let me know if you owned any Sega Pocket Arcade titles growing up, and be sure to like and subscribe. I'll be back in a little while with more Sega LCD games from my collection, so stay tuned.